so strong, girl. I feel you slipping away.
Hey world,
Hey Dallas.
I'm Alvin.
I'm Charles.
Welcome to Tit for Tat.
This and that.
This and that.
And so we are here to do our weekly show that we always do on Sundays at 6 p.m. We do have a guest. I thought he would be in the green room, but he's already on stage. So hey, Montre.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So Montre is a friend that I met in college. Newberg.
Yeah.
You remember that Newberg?
Newberg, yeah.
Yeah. So we met in college, and he's a very cool dude. And then when we moved back to Dallas, or when we were in Dallas, we've gone out a couple of times or whatever. You invited me to birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take it again, man.
Yeah, we have to. Now, and I think one time we were out, I introduced you to Alvin, because you've seen him before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I introduced him. Now we don't see you a lot because you hang around with the whites a lot. Yeah.
I hang out at a bar. One particular
Well, it's predominantly white.
It's
But no,
Nick-
and
I can walk to it, so that's why I go to that bar. But I've been trying to venture out a little bit more. But
that's good. You should come out with us sometime.
Okay.
See the side of that.
I gotta be in bed by 10. I don't know.
Oh my God. You younger than me. You talking about 10 o'clock.
I don't know. I get sleepy.
No, but Montre has always been a nice, easy to talk to person, very knowledgeable about things. We have that back up. But I've noticed since following you on social media, because I believe I follow you on TikTok. I know we're Facebook friends. I follow your YouTube channel and maybe Instagram. I'm not sure, maybe not. But I know that you're into tarot readings, and I think you even did one free for me. I think you were on a Facebook Live, and I came on, and you were like, "Anybody want a reading or something?" And you gave me one or whatever right there on the spot.
Cool. Well, I can't. You know what? When I do readings, I usually can't remember them. That's a gift and a curse. Is it good?
Yeah. I think you would tell him. I care. That's been a while, but it was good. I didn't have a problem with it. It may have been something about career and dating or something like that. But yeah, it was good. Nothing bad.
Because if you're telling me your business, just trust and believe. I do a lot of readings, and most of the time, I'm not going to remember. So, you tell me your business, it's like, okay, it's going in one ear and going out the other. I'm just doing a reading, and then that I'm like, okay, clean slate, because I keep on top of that.
So I sent you our description of the show, and I was like, "Is this like kind of like your realm?" You like, we just kind of like wing it or whatever. But I'll tell you why we decided to kind of do this show. Because like Alvin said, he doesn't really follow the stars or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And I'm really basic with it. I'm not really into it like I let it guide my life or whatever. But I do find out that sometimes when everything is the same with me.
I wonder why it's echo. Do you hear that echo?
I think because he's on here, and I think it may be something extra we have to do because we never, Because I think last time we had a guest, it kind of did that. So I don't know if it's something we have to do. I know like when TS have guests, they kind of have to do this or something.
I don't hear an echo. I don't know.
It's just here again. But it looks like it's coming over there. But anyway, so yeah, what I did notice is that because I've had people say, what's your sign? What's your sign? And I'm like, okay, what is all this about? So I did venture into it. I did venture into it to see like what the hype was about. And I noticed that, it would have like personality traits and the pros, the cons, or the good, the bad, or whatever. And I was like, okay, this could be helpful, when you're meeting people, not to put them in a box, but just to kind of know that you were born under this sign, this moon or whatever, that there may be some similarities that, exist with your particular sign that you kind of fall in or whatever. Yeah. So we were at an event, one of our friends that we met on a trip, he was here visiting, and the conversation with signs came up, whatever. And one of them, I want to say it was either Nick or Doug, they had said that would be a good show for you guys. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And so then I had mentioned it to Al, and he's like, yeah, that should be like a fun show or whatever. So we decided to have, to go ahead to do it. But like we said, we're not experts. Is like really into stars and signs and stuff like that. So I'm that person like to bring on. So that's why you're here. That's why we're doing the show. And so hopefully we'll, go into this learning, a little bit more about, the zodiac and, all that kind of stuff and compatibility with signs and friendships or whatever. And just see if it's something that we may stick with or we may throw it away. But I think it's helpful because it kind of gives you that communication, especially when you're first meeting somebody. And if if they know their sign and they know how they are, and it kind of helps you with communication. It kind of helps you kind of know what that person is all about, or whatever. So yeah, that's why we're doing it.
And hey, Montre, can you tell us a little bit about like the tarot cards and stuff too, how that works also?
Yeah, so I do tarot as well, and tarot is an ancient practice. It goes back to ancient Egypt, and it used to be like a playing cards. They used to use it as a playing, as a game, and then it got into divination because everything is about synchronicity. And if you know what synchronicity is that everything is connected. And the tarot cards have different symbols on them that represent different things. So we have the cups. The cups represent emotions. The swords represent the mind. The wands represent passion and fire. And then what am I missing? The pentacles represents earth, energy, and money. So all of these things, and then you have the major arcana. When I say major arcana, I mean like the major cards, like behind me, these cards right here. These are those cards usually represent a certain stage of life. So it represents stages of life that we go through. And so when you mix these cards up and, as the person asks a question, you can arrange them in a way that you see a story start playing. So I truly believe that God, the universe, speaks to us all the time. And maybe not in an audible voice, but always through signs and symbols. And if we are conscious of it, then we can actually get guidance on where our next direction should go. So mostly like with numbers, like when people are seeing like 1111 and stuff like that, those numbers mean something. But with the tarot in particular, it's just a bunch of symbols, cards. It's a tool. But if you are already kind of gifted with seeing, and there's a lot of people who are, it makes it easier to be able to make predictions or to get a message from God or the universe or whatever you want to call the higher power. I don't want to get too religious, but it's all about synchronicity, really. So Yeah, it just started as a card game and then basically into divination. You know, when you're talking about like Egyptians and then the gypsies, you know, when the Egyptian empire kind of fell apart, the gypsies were kind of scattered about and they would be known to do, you know, readings on people, but they were kind of like ostracized because of what they knew. So, you know, it just got passed down. And then when I first started reading, I was reading playing cards, actual normal playing cards, and I just started realizing that they all made sense. But it takes a lot of cards to read playing cards. Like, you know, the diamonds and money, spades means something bad is going to happen. Clubs is an action you need to take. You know, so hearts, love. So, and when you mix those with the numbers, and numbers also mean something, then you start getting a story and then you can start interpreting that. So if you realize that the universe is nothing but like numbers and math, then you start seeing things differently. Kind of like Neo in the Matrix when he starts seeing all those numbers everywhere. So yeah, that's basically what it's about. I don't want to get too deep on you guys, like, but that's just how my mind works. Yeah.
And so, like when people, sorry for a mispronouncement, I said tarot card. I got a bad habit of mispronouncing names and stuff when I'm on the show.
Okay.
Last week we were doing the show on Wicked, and I kept pronouncing Alphaba's name as Alfalfa and Alphaba and everything through the whole show. A few times I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah.
So you said it's tarot.
Yeah, tarot. The last T is silent.
Because I said tarot. All right, thanks.
Them good tarot cards. Yeah.
So like when people when they come and come to you, like they're on your show, I want to watch some of your videos. They're quite interesting. They people, they come in and they want like a reading. It's what's the percentage that they come back and they tell you, oh, you were spot on?
Yeah, I get a lot of people who are always like, yeah, that you were on point. And like they'll come back. Like I said, I don't remember the readings, but they'll book another reading and then they'll be like, well, you told me this, and okay, that happened. I'm like, okay, all right. So it's good to hear that I am helping people in their lives and whatever they're trying to do. I try to avoid certain questions because a lot of people, they will book a reading just to spy on other people, and I have this really big thing about, and this is how confident I am about my readings. Like, I'm not here to spy on other people, so a lot of people will have exes and stuff, and they're like, hey, what is he doing, what is she doing? What are they doing with that person? It's like, okay, but does that have anything to do with you? If it doesn't have anything to do with you, I don't want to do a reading on somebody else, because it's kind of like it's they haven't consented to that. But if they're in a relationship with you and you want to know, okay, are they cheating or are they have an intention of being in a relationship with you, I can see that, but I don't want to look into any other extra stuff on what they're doing with other people. That's just not, it doesn't feel morally right, to me. So
I wouldn't even want to know. I don't think I would even ask, because then that would break my heart right there. That if you told me that, if you told me that, I wouldn't even ask that question, because I'm just the type.
It gets really messy. It gets really messy. I mean, like, I'll see stuff and I'll tell you if you need to know, but on the general, like, a lot of times people just are asking questions about exes and stuff, and that really don't matter. Usually, like, when you're doing tarot, or if I'm reading tarot cards, the best questions are to ask her, what would happen if I did this? Or what would happen if I made this choice? Those are the best questions, because you're looking down, how I see it, you're looking down a timeline. And even for my own life, even before I started reading tarot, I've been a seer. Like, as a young kid, I've been able to, like, predict things and just, like, see down the road a little bit further. And I have to kind of consciously stay in the present moment. I'm a Pisces. I dream pretty hard and I see stuff. So I had to bring myself back into today and just live life. But, I'm able to see down that timeline and like, well, if you do this, I can predict that this will probably happen. So maybe you shouldn't do that. So yeah, it's just a
I
gift of
respect.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty good at arguing because I can kind of predict what people are going to say before they say it, and then I just have my argument already ready. Which is
Well,
probably why I'm
I
saying.
respect that because we come out of the church or whatever, and sometimes when these prophets come, they'll tell your whole business or whatever, and I think that's so disrespectful because it's like I don't want everybody in the church to know all of that or whatever. I like,
Right.
and so you being a tarot reader, it's like I would probably expect you, a person that doesn't hold like certain morals to go off and do stuff like that, but a person that's supposed to say that they're about love or whatever, and you're telling all my business and everybody in the church knows that I slept with this, all that. I think that's
Yeah.
very, very, very wrong or whatever. So I respect that you don't
Yeah. Some
you
church
don't go down that road.
yeah, some church prophets have the gift scene, and they're in the church, but I
Mhm.
don't think it really matters what religion you are. There are just some people who are gifted at seeing stuff. And yeah, you don't want to tell people's business in public. When you're doing a reading, it's like just you and me. So it's not like, I'm gonna be like announcing everything, like, hey y'all, look what you're doing. But
So,
yeah,
you said you're a Pisces.
yeah,
I'm a Pisces too, and
nice.
I actually, when I dream stuff, it comes true, but it's
Mhm.
not usually. That's where I know when I'm dreaming somewhere down the line, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And it could be within a week, 2 weeks, a year. But then I always remember. I go back to that dream, and it was like, oh, this is when it actually does further down the line come true. And the other thing I could do, which my grandfather, he also, because me and him, he was a Pisces, and him was born on we were born on the exact same day, and not too far apart in hours. But both of us, which I didn't know he could do that, but I didn't know until I got older. My mother told me, "Oh yeah, Daddy, he does that." But anybody that's in my bloodline, when I know when they die, but I don't know who they are that dies. But when I go to sleep at night, it's weird. But and I never dream like this, but when I dream of fire,
Mhm.
then somebody died in my bloodline. But I never know who it is until like somebody they call or text me and say so and so has died. I don't
Mm.
know it if they're not in my bloodline, but when they're in my bloodline, I do know that somebody in my family has died, no matter where it is down the line. Um, so yeah, and I never tell anybody about that, But my mother, when I told my mother about it, uh, when I got older, and then she told me that, my grandfather, the same one that was born on the same, me and him were born on the same day. She said that he used to could predict that also, like when somebody died. So, but I never tell anybody about my dreams. I just dream them and then go on about my business. I never equated it to being a Pisces, I know I'm a dreamer, but yeah, that's kind of interesting that you're Pisces. But anyway, go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Pisces is one of the signs that is one of the more psychic signs. So if you have more than one Pisces in your family, yeah, you guys definitely have some spiritual gifts. Most or all water signs are a little bit, psychic. Like they pull their intuition. Women more so. For guys, the most sensitive of all men are the water signs, and the Pisces men are the most sensitive of most men. So your likelihood of having some kind of psychic ability is higher than maybe an earth sign or a fire sign. Not that they can't have it, because there's more to you than just your sun sign, but that is a big part of it. And then if you have um let's say you have more than one person in your family and it's more of a genetic thing, then there's that too, because there are genetic gifts, or people have like several people in their family who have abilities or who can do things. It can be a generational thing too as well. Because my mother, I mean, for those who know my mother, she's very diehard Christian, but she's very like she does have abilities to be able to see things, and sometimes she doesn't want to call it that, but she does have that, and I think I get some of that from her as well. So yeah, the your astrology does have something to do with it, but also your bloodline too. If you come from a family of seers, or anybody who's done kind of like the work, you know what I mean? It may skip a generation and then come down to you. So that might be the case as well.
You mentioned a minute ago, sun sign, moon sign. Can you tell us the difference of those?
Yeah. So your sun sign is how you express yourself. So it's going to be basically like how people see you at first. Then you have your moon sign, and your moon sign is more so how you emotionally respond to people. So that could be, let's say, like when you're in a close relationship. If your moon sign is different, this will be how you express yourself to people on an emotional level. Also, your moon sign also kind of represents how your relationship with your mother. Then there's your rising sign. Your rising sign is really your true self, and your rising sign can be something completely different from your sun sign. So, for example, I'm a Pisces, but I'm a Sagittarius rising. So everything in my birth chart is going to be more related to Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, someone who's about teaching and trying to start something new and moving forward. And the sun is in Sagittarius right now too. So this is kind of like a good time for me as well. But knowing your rising sign is probably more important than knowing your sun sign, because your rising sign is who you truly are, what makes you different from other people in your sign. So like I'm a Pisces, but I'm a Sagittarius rising, so that's what makes me different from other Pisces people. And then how when I get in a close relationship, my moon sign is going to be how I respond to people on an emotional level. So it makes a whole picture of you versus just saying, "Oh, I'm just my sun sign." No, you're way more than that. I mean, you have your Venus sign too. Your Venus sign also shows how you express love. In your Mars sign, what planet Mars is in during your time of birth will explain how you passionately, or what you do passionately, or how you go forward with people. So there's a lot of stuff that it maps out kind of your personality a little bit,
Okay.
and when you know those things, you kind of know that the more you know about yourself, the more you kind of know your strengths and weaknesses, and say, all right, this is what's going on with me, and then you can kind of move forward with and dealing with other people. Can I hear those planes?
Oh, you live over there by the airport, so
The airport. I pay all this money for these planes to be like, "Wah."
yeah. I found out my rising sign is Leo. Even I'm a Capricorn, but my rising sign is Leo.
Nice.
Yeah.
So with
So that's the earth
Capricorn,
and fire, right?
yeah, with the Capricorn sun, you're about business. That's how you
Uh-huh.
express yourself, taking care of things. But the rising sign in Leo, you still want recognition. You want to be like, hey, look at me. All right. So it's like I want to watch work without getting recognized. And because Leo wants to be seen. So that's
Mhm.
definitely like more of your personality is going to be the Leo stuff, where you're going to be like always trying to push out and say, hey, make sure I'm getting recognition for what I'm doing. I'm working hard, but I want to make sure I'm getting seen for this too. So yeah.
All right, give me my coins. Nah. So I want to ask you a question. So in this tarot and astrology things, do you feel like more of the younger generation tends to get involved into it, as opposed to like older generations?
Yeah, most definitely, man. We're starting to see more younger people like delve deep and wonder, and I'm seeing like even like I'm new to TikTok. I'm an old school.
Right.
So I got on TikTok, but I was surprised to see how many tarot readers are on there, whether they know what they're doing or not. I mean, but there's still a lot of people, or a lot of young people who are interested into it. And I've had some young clients too. And like I said, I think, this is why I'm getting more involved with the TikTok, trying to like reach younger people too, because I mean, somebody needs to be teaching as well. You know, a
Yeah,
lot of people think a lot of times these kids are just kind of going off the cuff, and it's good. You know, like a good part of tarot and that stuff is intuition and what you're feeling, but it's not completely just feelings. It's about knowing the iconography of the cards and what they mean and understanding what those original meanings and not making up just something because you think you can just make up something with the cards, but it's understanding what those meanings mean, understanding what numbers mean, understanding their like every card has an astrology, which I'm still learning myself. Like every card has an astrological sign based upon it, and the more you learn, the better reading you can do for somebody, and you can like give them more specific information because there is some astrology associated with tarot. And there's numerology associated with tarot, and then there's just the colors themselves. Like there's sometimes a card will be a very dark card, and that means something negative. But and then there's cards that have very bright colors. So yeah, we're seeing a new generation of young people kind of like trying to discover their place um, outside of just religion. But you can be any religion and do tarot. But everyone's trying to like figure things out. But yeah, I think it's good to have little old school folks to kind of guide as well. And I'm meeting a lot of older tarot readers and psychics in Dallas, which is really good. You know, mostly women, but you know that's cool. You know, I don't mind being with the ladies, and then add a little drop of testosterone in there. But yeah, they've been doing it for as long as I've been alive. So I'm very respectful to them because you know they've been doing it for 40 plus years and they are amazing. So just to even I give respect to the readers before me, you know, that have been doing this for a while and trying to learn from them. And you know, it's amazing. It's really amazing, like just how many people you can reach and how many lives you can change just by doing readings for people.
So if I put up like if I put up the different zodiac signs, can you tell us a little bit about each one of them, and then from there we can like like kind of maybe do tarot for me and one call.
Yeah, I can break it down a little bit.
Okay,
You want to do a tarot reading?
we'll start off with Charles first for his what's it called, astrology and zodiac reading sign. Yeah. Let's do that first, and then you can tell us a little bit about that. And I'll do me, and then we'll do the other signs. You could tell us a little bit for people who are on here and their signs might be in here.
Do you want me to do you want me to pull a card for that sign or?
You can. However you want to do it. Yeah, however you want to do it.
I did it on my channel too. I'll do it here for you guys too. Let's see. I'll do it over here. All right, so we'll do Capricorn first. All right, Capricorn. What do I know about Capricorn? Capricorn, like I said, you guys are the workhorses. Like you guys are the workaholics of the zodiac. Let's see. There's my nothing really major. The moon is going to Aries. The moon is going to the Taurus. Let's look at Capricorns are typically, like I said, they don't forget anything. So if you hurt a Capricorn's feelings, they will remember it. So Capricorn are earth signs. They are money, but I think they are ruled by Saturn and they take the longest to get over stuff, but they also have very hard lessons that they go through. So they believe in hard work. Now, Pluto just left Capricorn. So Capricorns have gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of changes, and they're still kind of like healing from that because Pluto was in Capricorn for the longest. Now it's in Aquarius. So the worst is behind you, Capricorn. So don't worry about anything that you've been through. Most of your focus is going to be, once again, on money. So,
Thank you.
So I pulled a card for Capricorn, and you get the 5 Cups reverse. Now, look at this card. If you look at this card, this is the guy who looks like he's sad. You know, he's mourning. He's crying about some cups he lost. Okay, so remember, cups mean about emotions. but he's not looking at the cups behind them. He's got two more cups, and this is about relationships. This is about things that you can be happy about, but he's behind him. This is reverse. So this is the reverse of that particular meaning. So it means that something Capricorn lost in the process is coming back to them. Something's being restored to them. So there's a period of change that Capricorn is going through right now. I'm just speaking intuitively right now. Of change that you're going through, that something you lost, or you were battling with somebody, or perhaps you fell out with somebody. Something's coming back to you. Something's being restored to you that you lost. So this is good for Capricorn. If I was going to do a reading for you guys, well, I am doing a reading, but you've been through a lot of stuff, and then something's being restored to you. This, like I said, this can be a person, because we're in Mercury retrograde, and we all heard by now Mercury retrograde. That's become trendy with society. And Mercury retrograde is typically about things going backwards, or communication, or people you haven't spoken to in a long time coming back into your life. So look forward to something you lost being restored, and that would be the key thing for Capricorn. So restoration, I would say. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I love it. I love
Is
it.
there anything else you wanted to ask him about it? Like,
No, maybe later, but no, I'm good with that. I'm good.
Yeah, you like that? Okay.
Okay, I guess next would
Charles,
be
I want all my business on live.
No, because I have some questions later on. I can't. I'll get to them.
he's already told all this.
In general. So
What
I
you
wasn't
think?
speaking specifically to you, but it's gonna still say to you.
But but the people that were born under that sign, that kind of it may resonate with other Capricorns as well, not just me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I try to stay general when I'm doing a general reading.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I can get more specific, but I have to ask.
And
more specific.
but I will tell you, it does resonate with me because there has been some loss in my life or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that the restoration come
The
now.
universe
Chief.
is gonna
Come
give you
now.
something. Yeah. The restoration is coming. So just expect it, and just thank the universe for it every day, every morning. Like, thank you for the restoration, because I do see it. I feel it. 5 is a number of change. So 5 is with the 5 of cups is emotional change, something changing in your life. Anytime you see 555, it means something's changing. So if you see that number, that's what the universe is telling you. So yeah, just keep that in
Now,
mind.
where did you get the 5 from? Is the 5 in those cups? Was it 5 cups? Why'd you say 5?
Yeah, the 5 of cups. So
okay, with 5 of cups. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So there's your 5 right there. Something's changing, and it hasn't changed. It's in the middle of change. It hasn't quite changed yet, but it's something shifting. So usually when we're in retrograde season, Mercury retrograde, and then Mars, the planet of action, is going retrograde in Leo, which is a planet of, hey, look at me. There's a lot of slowing down happening. So if you guys feel tired, or you're like, nothing's happening, that's okay. That's the universe. There's no need to push, because the stars are not pushing forward. They're moving backwards. Ooh,
Okay.
Wait, my screen just went black. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. That's Mercury retrograde acting funny with my computer.
Right.
Black.
Well, Sam, before we, but so we won't lose that. Since you brought up Metro retrograde, can you kind of explain that to the audience? Like, what is that all about? Because I was telling Hal the other day that when I was working with my coworkers, I had a coworker that she brought that up when we were working. Like, y'all know we're in retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, so you want to watch out what you're, when you go into the bank, and when to buy a car, when to buy a car, just make wise decisions during this time, because it affects technology. It affects, when you should purchase stuff or not purchase stuff or whatever. So what make that all make sense?
So Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury also rules money. It rules contracts. It rules transportation. So all of these things, when Mercury is direct, it it moves very quickly. So the planet, not the planet, the signs Gemini and Virgo are all Mercury ruled. So if you have Gemini or Virgo, you're going to be most affected by Mercury retrograde. These people are very analytical. They think fast, they think quick, and they get things done. When Mercury's retrograde, it's like it's going to sleep or it's taking a nap. It's like, I can't run all the time. I need to take a break. So what happens is that we tend to see things that deal with Mercury related things go offline a little bit. So like technology, computers, or we're going to the airport and there's a huge delay. Um, you don't want to buy electronics, anything that's electronic during a Mercury retrograde. And it's Christmas season and everyone's buying. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be taking stuff back because it didn't work out right. And I've seen this multiple times where people bought cell phones during the Mercury retrograde and the cell phone got recalled, or there was a time when those Samsungs were blowing up. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Exploding.
Mercury retrograde.
Oh,
That
wow.
was during the Mercury retrograde, and I was like, y'all better not buy them new phones.
Right.
It's so weird how
Yeah.
all of that just kind of starts happening, and it's just like, whoa, like my computer's like my screen is tripping, but I'm still talking. But yeah, it's just that when you have a Mercury retrograde, there's going to be some weird stuff happening. So either you prepare for it or you avoid it. And usually I just try to say, hey, like if you have to take a trip, try to plan some time ahead of time, just in case there's a delay, or if you do have a delay, just don't trip. Like be like, all right, cool. Like just try to relax because it's the universe slowing you down. So yeah, that's what basically a Mercury retrograde is. And you don't want to sign contracts. Don't make a commitment. Like if you meet somebody new, most likely you don't have all the information about them. Like they're hiding something. And then when Mercury goes direct, you start getting more information about them that you didn't know before. So even with relationships or making purchases or signing contracts, don't do it unless you've already been planning on it for a long time. You don't want to start like, hey, okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign this new lease. Well, trust me, there's something wrong with that apartment.
Lord.
So make sure you check your the fine print and then redo it again. So what a lot of astrologers have said is that when there's a retrograde, redo something, recheck something. You're gonna have to redo something. So figure it out what you have to do and then just do it because it's not gonna be like easy peasy kind of stuff.
So then, what about Pisces, the fish?
The Pisces. I am a Pisces, of course, and you are too. So Pisces, like I said, we're the more emotional sign. The 12th sign of the zodiac. Pisces is a little bit of everybody. Pisces is the natural empath where we absorb people's energy. And because it's of all the water signs, it's the two fish underwater. So you have the three water signs. You have Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Those Scorpio and Cancer all can be on land. Pisces typically is underwater. So what we do is like we have to work on boundaries because Pisces is just kind of like we just flow into anybody's lives and then we absorb their energy. So you have to be careful about who your friends are and who your relationships are because you become more of the people that you hang around with. So you will find some Pisces like the negative side is that we will like to escape and like lose ourselves, but the positive side is that if we use our abilities of empathy, we can really help a lot of people. So Pisces, like I said, is the most sensitive sign. We don't have any protection. Usually our protection is escaping. So we'll like me, I always say I'm a little hermit. Like I will stay at home like when I don't feel like being bothered with people. Because it's just like when I'm around people, I feel everybody's emotions. I can tell when someone's upset and they're angry. It's not just detecting that, but it's also just feeling it. Like all of a sudden I'll be just upset or I'll be angry or irritated. And I'm like, is this me? This isn't me. This is somebody else. This is somebody else's emotion. you know. And in which I'm glad I work from home now, because it used to happen all the time. I would go into the office and I would just like all of a sudden be sad. I'm like, what? This isn't me. This is somebody else. Yeah, you're putting this up, and it's like, yeah, Pisces are very good with the arts, very creative people. You get a lot of actors who are Pisces because of the way not only we relate to people, but we can also like, it's almost like if you would think of an X-Men, we would be Mystique. You know how Mystique, she's able to into other people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pisces is able just to feel other people's energy. Or Rogue. Rogue is another good example. Rogue or Mystique, they're able to absorb people's energy and just project it, that same energy back to other people. So Pisces can be your best friend because they really know what you're going through. But if you fuck them up,
Uh-oh.
Pisces knows your weakness too. So if you fuck with a Pisces, like they know your strengths and they will always encourage you. But if you hurt their feelings too much, they'll take it to an extent. But they also know your weakness, and they will tell you what your weakness is. So, yeah, they're most Pisces are pretty cool, but yeah, don't mistake kindness for weakness, and that's what I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So can you pull one of those cards or whatever you did for Charles? Like pull one of those cards.
Yeah. Let's do a card for Pisces. What does the universe want Pisces to know right now? Let's see what the universe wants. Pisces, a card for Pisces. Pisces rising as well. If you're a Pisces rising, if you know that. Pisces.
It's very interesting.
It is interesting.
Ooh, Pisces. Got the Queen of Swords. So Pisces, let me see if we get this is too much light. There we go. Queen of Swords. So Pisces is being very analytical during this time. Pisces is stepping out of their emotions and being receptive to people and listening. But I feel like with the Queen of Swords energy, this is a very energy of like I've been through some stuff, but I'm not really revealing all of that. So Pisces is kind of being more secretive right now. So Pisces with the Queen of Swords energy, you're being receptive to listening to people, but you're ready to cut off anybody who's not serving you. The Seven of Pentacles is also on the bottom of the deck. This is hidden energy. There's a slight sense of impatience happening when it regards to getting things done or things happening in your life. So make sure you work on your patience because things are still happening. Remember, I said things are in flux, things are changing. So don't get impatient. Just be receptive to new information and cut off things that are not working for you. And like I feel like what I'm seeing is like pruning a garden. And when you have a garden and you have some weeds, you're taking out the weeds so that you can keep your growth going on. So this is what I'm seeing with Pisces right now is the Queen of Swords because she's got this sword, right? And she's listening and she's taking in account of what's going on in her life. But she's saying, oh, okay, all right, I need to cut this out. I need to cut that out. And so it's something that you need to let go of it. If something's not serving you anymore, let go of it because even though I really don't celebrate the new year until springtime, but we're wrapping up this year and you're just saying, okay, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that, and this isn't working, then it's got to go. So do a self audit on yourself. Do your self audit on yourself this year, Pisces, and say if something or somebody didn't treat me right or they weren't really there for me, they got to go. I'm not taking it into 2025. And that's going to be that's the message for Pisces.
But I have a question, or I would like to hear your viewpoint on this. So, of course, we're going to have skeptics, right? That are going to say, well, what is the science behind this? And I don't believe this. What would you say to the skeptics or someone that is interested but hasn't made that step into it? So address the skeptics and also someone that's new to it on how they should, guide them through this. Like you said, we need mentors now for the younger generation that is becoming more interested, because I see memes and stuff all on TikTok and Instagram. So I know that the interest is there, but where is the guidance and how should I start? You know, is there books I should read? What are the resources, whatever? But yeah, what do you think? What would you say to a skeptic?
Well, I think I mean, it's okay to be skeptical because I think we should all question everything. As in, for astrology, tarot cards, numerology, this is all about synchronicity. And this is also about quantum entanglement, like how things are connected and we're all connected. And one thing happens over in one place, it does happen in another place. So there is there is a science behind it, whether people will like, oh, that's pseudoscience. But the government has studied uh, remote seeing. The government studied, I forget what they call it. They call it something else. But they've studied like psychic phenomena and remote viewing. It's called remote viewing. So they're quite aware of people with abilities that are able to do things, and they've hired them to do things. So if the mainstream wants to put doubt, it's because they don't want you to tap into your natural gifts that humans can do. I truly believe that humans have a natural ability. Everybody does, but some people are a little bit stronger at it than others because some of us are more like practical. Like we just if you can't see it in your physical eyes, then it doesn't really matter. But then there's other people who are way more intuitive, and women tend to be more intuitive, which is why there's more women in the practice than men. But there are still very sensitive men. I find that a lot of gay men do tend to have more spiritual gifts than straight men. Not to say that straight men can have it, but it's just I think we pull on the feminine energy and we're able to see more. So I don't know what's up with that. It's just that sometimes you're born with a gift, but then also you can also learn it as well. Because it is, I mean, like I said, tarot in itself is just a tool. It's just you just learn the symbols. But if you have also the gift, it adds to it. So astrology is not so much an intuitive thing. It's more of, it's actually a very, it's a science by itself. So you have to know the aspects. It's more masculine. You have to know the degrees and all this stuff. It's a lot to it, which is why I don't call myself an astrologer, because there's so much more to astrology than just sun signs. There's the degrees and all of this other things, and the people that actually put the time and energy into it. One day I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a class, but it like anybody can learn astrology and figure things out in predictions and try to make predictions based upon it. Vedic astrology is even way different. I know a lot of Indian people. Vedic astrology is different from Western astrology, and it's down to its own little science of stuff, but you have to study it. So it's not so much intuition with astrology than with tarot. It's more kind of intuition and knowing the symbols, where astrology is more so you just have to know every aspect and how these planets are aligning. And if you don't know that, then people are going to make fun of you. They were like, what? You don't know what you're talking about. So we saw a lot of that with a lot of major events that happen in life, and some astrologers were wrong and some astrologers were right. So like if you really want to follow somebody, follow the Leo King. I know he's a Leo, but this dude, he knows what he's talking about, like for real.
Is that Instagram?
He's on YouTube. He's called he does astrology, and most of his predictions, even though he's a Leo, he's pretty what's the word? He's pretty confident about what he's about. But yeah, he's pretty accurate. And when I watch him, I'm like, oh, he's pretty much on point. But he's got a good channel too. Who else have I followed? Did you find him? He's a Leo, but yeah, he's very demonstrative about his stuff. But he knows his shit. That's for sure. And most of his predictions have come true. and I follow him, and I'm like, whoa. So, but he's cocky. That's the word. He's cocky about it. He's like, I told you.
Go ahead. You said
He was
what?
like, I told y'all that that this was gonna happen. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
I have one more thing, and I'll let Alvin. So I know, we were when we were at school, Texas A&M. We were in church, and the choir and everything. I know you have a Christian background or whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to share this story with you, and I want you to kind of, maybe you have a little bit more knowledge on it too. So when I was in a Sunday school class, I was maybe like in my teens, right? And I had a Sunday school teacher that she thought outside the box, right? And so she had this book on like learning Jesus or religion through the stars or whatever. And it was kind of like, wait a minute, we don't believe in that, because religious people, Christian people, they like, we don't do the horoscope and all that kind of stuff. But I guess she had learned, she had this book that pretty much told her how you could see the birth of Jesus and all that through the stars. And then it made kind of sense to me, because remember the wise men or whatever, how they found Jesus by the star or whatever. And my notes here say, like you can see Mary in the Virgo sign or whatever, because she's supposed to be the virgin. And then, of course, you have the Star of Bethlehem, which led them to Jesus. And then, Pisces has the fish symbol. Jesus was called like the fisherman of men or whatever. And then you have Aries, which is the ram. Remember, they called Jesus the Lamb of God or whatever. So what would you say to Christians or people that may, be a part of that community of like, how would you help them to see that astrology is not sinful, it's not devilish, it's not, you're not going to burn in hell because you decide to read your horoscope or whatever, because the stars do kind of show like the birth of Jesus. If that's the thing, I think it's a thing. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, astrology is all throughout the Bible. And when Christ was born, he was presented with the three magi. So we call them the three wise men, but the three magi or the three mages are basically, magi means magicians or astrologers. Those were the first three people who knew what was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So three mages, magi, look it up. Mages, magi, they were people who knew astrology. A lot of times Christianity tries to change the three kings. Maybe they were kings, I don't know. But they were called three magi, the three wise men. And because they knew astrology, they knew the star, as above, so below, on earth as it is in heaven. So, so basically, it's just a map up there in the sky that tells us like what's going on. And when we understand that map, and that's how I see astrology. I just see it as a map. I see it as almost like a clock, and when it's lunchtime, it's time to eat. When it's bedtime, it's time to go to bed. So I don't look at it as it's so crazy, like, oh my gosh, this devil worship. I'm not worshiping a devil.
Right, exactly.
What I mean? I'm just looking at the stars. It's like, okay, this represents this represents this. These are patterns. And when you start realizing that there's a pattern to the universe, just like there's summer, spring, fall, winter, and that these cycles repeat themselves constantly, and you start seeing these patterns and within the world, and you say, okay, here's a pattern. This happens at this time. This happens at this time. The leaves fall down at this time. People all of a sudden want to eat lunch at 12. These are patterns that happen in society. So in the universe, these patterns also happen as well. There's a time for this. There's a time for that. There's a time to do something. There's a time not to. There's a scripture for this, and I can hear it in my head, but I don't know which one it is. But
I know it. It's in Proverbs, I think.
Somewhere, right? So yeah, but there's a time and place for everything, and when you know the timing of everything, then you can better live your life. Because everyone's always like, "New year, new me. This is gonna be me." Like, is it? Are you sure?
Right.
This is my time. Are you sure? Is this your year? I don't know.
Right.
You need to do a reading. Because I
Right.
don't know. There's a time for you to sit still. There's a time for you to make money, and there's a time for you to be broke. I'm sorry, because the money
Right.
goes up and down. And so when you know it, well, you know, like say for instance, I know, okay, well, maybe 2025 is going to be financially hard for me. Then I need to save more money. I don't need to be spending a lot of money. But when people kind of go off the cuff and they don't know the patterns of the universe, they don't know the patterns of how things work. They don't know when to plant their seeds and when to harvest. Then they start doing stupid stuff and just just crazy things, and then they wonder why they're struggling so hard. Listen,
Right.
I'm not the most rich guy in the world, but I am blessed. I have abundance because I know the timing of how things work for me. So I don't use all my money, but I have a lot of money to spare. You know what I mean? It's like it's not how much money you make, it's what you do with the resources that God gives you. And that's basically how it is. And then you know the timing of the universe, you know when it is still and when not to. There was a time when I was unemployed, and like I looked at the numerology of everything and it was like, don't look for a job yet, just chill. And I waited for a month. I chilled out and I just enjoyed being not working.
Right.
Then after that particular month, I started looking again and found something immediately. So it's when you get into that panic, people get panicky and start like, I need to do something. I need to do something. Maybe it's not time for you to do something. Maybe you need to sit still. And then there's a time when you need to do something. And there's a time to find love. There's a time not to. So there's a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's just knowing the timing of the universe. And that's what I would say to people who don't believe in it. And they, and they're like, oh, that's the devil. I've been called a devil worshiper plenty of times, but I'm like, well, I don't know what devil I'm worshiping. I pray to God.
Right. Exactly.
If God will put me in check, God will put me in check. So, baby, I don't know who you pray to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all that. So, it's all good. It's all gravy. You just present them with love and just let them know, because I think we've been conditioned to think a certain way and to stay in a
Yeah.
certain box. And when we do that, it does depower us because we have to depend on other people to guide us. And that's good. I mean, all need friends and stuff like that, but I'm not totally dependent on man to tell me like, oh, this is what God says. God can tell me himself or herself.
Right. Exactly.
So it's all good. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Okay. I like that answer.
So can we go down the rest of these signs and you pull a card for each one of them and then tell us?
Do that.
Just tell us what you just how you went
Yeah, we
through
can
it
do
all. Something. So we got Aries here.
Aries, my little brothers are Aries, and those are the fire signs, and they are very rambunctious. They like to take the lead. They don't like to be told what to do. They like to tell other people what to do. Yeah, remember they got two different types. Every sign has two different types, and I don't want to always coin people as one. But you have your passive Aries, and you have your passive aggressive Aries, and your very aggressive Aries. So you have Aries that will tell you what they want and tell you what they want to do. Then you have your passive aggressive Aries, and they're more like, they just kind of like, who wants to be with me? They just put it out there. But Aries typically, yeah, they like to fight. They don't back off from a fight. They will be like, yeah, if you F what's it FAFO. That's it.
F around and find out.
They will definitely like, hey, they're ready for it. They say, come with it. You know what I mean? I like their energy. They're right next to Pisces. They have that emotional energy, but they express it differently. They're just like, versus back off, they're more like in your face. So let's get a card for Aries. Creator of all, please give me insight into Aries right now. What is the message you want to say to Aries? All right. We got Page of Pentacles, and it's reverse. So Aries, I would say for you, there could be something that you left behind that you need to go back toward. We are in a retrograde season right now. The Page of Pentacles always represents something that has potential, but you didn't really see the potential in it, and so you threw it away. So this is going backwards. Retrograde season, Mars is going to go retrograde in Leo, and that is your ruling planet. So this is time to slow down, back up, and see what you missed out on because you were moving too fast forward. It could be a relationship, or it could be somebody that you were connected to in the past, but also it could be just some type of opportunity that could have brought you money or more stability in your life. So this can be a person or an opportunity. So I would say for Aries that look at something that you skipped over because you were just moving like I'm go 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 go. And now with Mars retrograde, you're gonna have to back up a little bit and see, well, what did I miss out on? I forgot that, you know. So yeah, that would be the reading I would give for Aries.
And then, okay. So what about what was next? Taurus is next, right?
Taurus is the bull. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Taurus are very passionate about what they love. Taurus, when they love something, they love it hard. Uh, Taurus does have a more of an addictive personality. So, like, let's say they love cookies, they're gonna eat cookies all the time. If they if they love shopping, they're gonna shop until they're broke. So Taurus has to learn self control. But Taurus is the sign of Venus, and then Venus will be opposing Mars. So Taurus, be careful with any Aries people that you're dealing with. Let's get a card for Taurus. And I think the moon is going into Taurus this week, isn't it? Let me see. Let me look at astrology.
I have issues with Tauruses.
Yeah, the moon will be in Taurus on December 11th. So Taurus, you will be feeling yourself. But then on Thursday, Venus, your ruling planet, will be opposing Mars. So you may be butting heads with anybody that is Mars ruled, which includes Aries and maybe some Scorpios. But it also could be sexual tension.
Oh,
Okay. All right, let's get a card for Taurus. Let's get a card for Taurus. Taurus, yeah, be careful with your spending. I mean, it is Christmas time. You get the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, which is the planet, not the planet, sorry guys. It is the card of lack. This is like, I don't have a look at this. These people are broke as a joke and they're looking for help. Okay, so Taurus, be careful with your spending. This is like Christmas time. I said Taurus. Remember what I said? Taurus have a issue with self-control when it comes to spending. All right. So if you are finding yourself like, oh, I want this, I want to get this, oh, I'm gonna get this for myself too. Be careful with that. Be willing to wait things out and maybe wait for a sale or something like that, or just don't spend so much money because you may find yourself a little bit lacking at the end of the day. Also, if it's not money issues in regards to love, you could be feeling someone could be blocking you, or that somebody you've been dealing with, because the Five of Pentacles is feeling like left out in the cold. This could be an issue of you not really feeling close to somebody, but they're waiting on you. That's what I'm kind of getting on. They're waiting on you to do something. And the thing is, because you're a Taurus, Tauruses tend to wait a long time, or they don't like to change their mind on a situation, especially if they feel like they're right. But somebody could be waiting on you. So if it's a love issue, you may be feeling blocked or abandoned by somebody. If it's money, then be careful with your money spending. But if it's love, then somebody's waiting on you to change, and you're like, I don't want to. That's what concept with Taurus. They probably won't.
So what's next? Gemini?
yeah.
All right, let's do Geminis. Our Geminis, they're always like on the go. Geminis are like the thinkers. Mercury is retrograde. So with their ruling planet being retrograde, Geminis are probably not at their full 100% power, but they might be rethinking things and thinking about the past with Mercury retrograde because that's their ruling planet and Mercury's slowing down. And Geminis, man, when Mercury's retrograde, they feel it the most. So they might be just, I don't know, they're going into their second personality. Just like, what's going on in my life? All right, so let's see what's going on with Geminis. Let me get the energy for Gemini and what is the reading for them right now. Geminis. Gemini. And Gemini rising. So, ooh, Gemini. Okay. So I'm sensing here with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands can be a person or also a new adventure. So I sense that either Gemini, either you want to start a new adventure or you want to start something new, but slow down because it's not time to really start right now. Also, for relationships, you might be talking to somebody new. You may be starting a new beginning with somebody, but like I said, take it slow. Take it slow because we got Mercury retrograde. This could be somebody younger than you. You could be dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Sagittarius, probably a Sagittarius. But I'm sensing like you're starting something new, maybe starting talking to somebody. Also, you could just, if it's not love, you could be starting a new financial venture of doing something good for yourself that could bring you out of a place of lack. So what I'm seeing with Gemini is like you guys are doing like multiple things. Like you have your job, but you have something else that you're doing too. This is would be your secondary thing that you're doing, and it's going to bring you a lot of money. But it's not gonna start like immediately. It's going to be like it's going to take some time. And I would say after the Mercury retrograde is over, which is sometime at the middle of December, you'll start seeing some progress. If it's money related, if it's a relationship, just give it time. There is a start of something new. It makes you feel good, makes you feel warm. I don't know why I feel warmth. I just feel like something really good with somebody new. If you are dating, yeah, Page of Wands. Because the Page of Wands is an adventure. Somebody who's fun. That's really good, but it's probably like more fire energy. Someone's gonna bring some little spark into your life.
Nice. We like the sparks.
Okay, so then what's next? Cancer?
Cancer. Let's look at Cancers. Cancers are more family oriented people. They're the mother sign. They usually have a very close relationship with their mother, or they're very motherly with their friends, or they have children. They like like if they're female, they've already had kids, or they got babies. Cancers. Let's get an energy for Cancers. Like they're just family oriented people, really cool people. Watch your weight, Cancer. I know it's holiday season.
Oh,
Sorry, out there.
so they do a lot of emotional eating or something.
Yeah, emotional eating. Emotional eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about weight gain.
Mm.
Trying to watch your weight. Okay, all right. Let's pull a card for Cancer. Cancer. Ooh. The Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is reverse. All right, so I'm going to give you multiple messages for this. Four of Swords reverse is a very restless energy. Cancer, you're feeling everybody's emotions, and it's just making you just feel very busy right now. Also, there's this energy of maybe someone from your past coming back as well. The Four of Swords reverse can easily, in so many readings, can be someone you broke up with coming back into your life. So that can happen also with the Mercury retrograde. That can easily happen. Like I said, you're not meant to do anything. If someone comes back into your life, you just need to wait it out and just see what happens, because this person could come and go as easily as they come back. But there is a restless energy as well. If it's not a person like an ex, then this is just like energy around you just being restless. Like people are acting crazy and you're feeling it. But what you need to do is just sit still and hold space. and just wait it out. Just wait it out. And this is what I'm hearing. This is like a whirlwind around you, and just be the eye of the storm. So if it's just if you're at work and people are just acting crazy and you don't know how to handle it right now because you got too much emotional stimulation, this is when you need, as a cancers have that shell, and that's their protection. And that's when you go into your shell and you just basically like try to tune people out. If it is regarding an ex come back into your life for Mercury retrograde, um, like I said, just let them be, and you can listen to them, but uh, don't do anything yet. Not until Mercury goes direct, and then you can decide, because the things are moving backwards for you. So that's what I would give Cancer. That would be my reading. That's a general reading anyway, so I don't want to get too specific.
Okay, so then we have what? Leo?
Leos. Mars is going retrograde in Leo. Leos are going to be feeling a drain of energy. Okay, so Leo, when you feel that drain of energy with Mars retrograde, Mars has been pumping you up. Leos have been feeling themselves. They be like, yeah, baby, everybody loves me because I'm a Leo. Okay, but because Mars has been in their sign, and they are a fire sign, and Leos love to love themselves. But now Mars is going to retrograde, and it's going to be slowing things down. So you're going to start seeing a slowdown of that energy. Maybe everybody's not going to be so much just focused on you, and that might hurt your feelings a little bit. But don't worry, don't get insecure about it. Take a nap if you need to, Leo, because y'all do that too. Not all the time, but Leos do take naps. All right. All right, so let's get a card for Leo. I love Leos though. They are some very fun people. Yeah. Okay. I'm also sensing you got the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, everything's gonna slow down for you. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow energy by itself. When it's right side up, when it's reverse, nothing's moving. Nothing's moving forward. This is a perfect time to take a vacation, actually, for the Leos. Like, take a break. Don't try so hard to move forward and try to make a lot of money and stuff like that, because I feel like maybe the holiday season is just hampering something, maybe more spending money than making money. But the Knight of Pentacles reverse is just a slow energy of saying things aren't just moving forward. They're just not moving. Mars is retrograde in your sign, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel either a little bit tired, or just things are not happening like you as quickly as you want them to. So don't force it. Just chill out. Balance out your funds. Don't spend a lot of money, because it's a pentacle, and pentacles we deal with real life and things that we deal with. So for Christmas, buy everybody something cheap or give out gift cards.
Be very frugal.
I like Pinnacles. I don't play with Pinnacles. If I see Pinnacles in a reading, I'm like, oh, don't spend a lot of money, because you're gonna have a bill, and you're gonna be like, oh, I can't cover that bill. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be happy. It's gonna be a horrible time.
So we have next, what, Virgo?
Virgo, my little perfectionist. So examples
I know,
of
right?
examples of Virgos are Michael Jackson and Beyonce. These are the people who we look at as our Virgos, who never show that there's something wrong. Okay.
Right.
Virgos are very good at perception, at least what they want you to see. Okay, so Virgos are good at that. They're also ruled by Mercury. So Mercury's retrograde. So Virgos are going to be a little bit off for this season until Mercury goes direct. So Virgos need to keep that in mind, that everything is not going to be totally clear. But the card that you guys have, man, I am so proud of you. They got the King of Swords.
All
And
right.
the King of Swords is such a Virgo energy. It's somebody who's like, you know what? I know things are hard, but I'm still going to like focus. The King of Swords is the mind. The King of Swords is about communicating. So if anything, Virgo, If any advice that I would give to you, if you feel confused about something, face it like be proactive and have the conversation, ask the question, and make sure that everything, cross your T's, dot your I's, because there's the chances of making mistakes is very high right now. And the universe wants you to like say, hey, you know what, take the lead and make sure that you are communicating clearly about what you're trying to do. Because the King of Swords is say, hey, you know what? Let's make sure we get this conversation out. Don't send me an email. Let's do a phone call. So like let's be clear. That's what the Virgo is gonna do. Um, I also kind of sense that I'm just looking at some cards. I also sense that also Virgo, as well as with you and Leo as well, that you need to watch your money spending. I know that you might be hiding your how you truly feel, and that could be a problem. Make sure that you are also expressing your emotions to people, because sometimes Virgo will not tell people when they're sad or depressed and they don't feel like they're completely in control. So you need to ask. What I'm hearing here is if you need to ask for help, Virgo, do that. Ask it from your friends, because you don't need to control everything all the time. And I feel like there's going to be some times where you feel out of control because Mercury is retrograde and you're going to be like, I don't understand everything, but I'm putting the perception that I have it together, but I don't. So if you're feeling sad or depressed, Virgo, go to a close friend that you truly trust and talk to them, like for real. Because these cards are saying there's a lot of reverse cards in the bottom of the deck, which means that there's a lot of stuff that you're hiding. All right.
I think the next one is Libra, and I think this person, I think Lexi, I think that's my niece. I'm not for sure, but I think my niece, because she's a Libra.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's her.
She says she's a September Libra, if that makes a difference.
Well, you know, there's all different types of Libras. So Libras they're ruled by Venus, which is really cool. They are the planet of relationships, not the planet. They're the sign of relationships. The planet, Venus, is love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Venus is going to be opposing Mars this week. So Venus is in Aquarius. I feel really strong energy of communication with authentic communication with Libras, because Venus is in Aquarius, which is a sister sign, another air sign. Thinking out the box, thinking differently. If you're single, being attracted to people who are just a little bit different. Libras are always the diplomat. They are the in-between. They want people to get along. And so they listen to both people's sides. A lot of people sometimes think Libras are liars because they don't pick a side. they pick everybody's side. But that's not true. They see both sides. So I don't see them as liars. They're just like, okay, I can see how that's true. I can see how that's true too. So that's how Libras are. Libras are lovers. They love relationships. They need to have a relationship. But when they're in a bad relationship, ooh, it takes them out. They get off balance. All right, so let's get a card. Oh. I'm not reading all them cards for Libra. Okay, so what I'm sensing, I'm just going to read these. Okay, so we're going to get the Two of Pentacles, and that's balance. Mm-hmm. Libra, balance, balancing your good and bad, ups and downs. This is with finances. This is with relationships. You may be in and out with a person, but or if you have a partner currently, ups and downs, it's just dealing with it, like for real. Now, there's going to be some changes happening with you, and I'm not going to read all these cards, but there are some changes happening with you in relationships. Also, maybe you and money as well. Those changes are for the better. So allowing those changes to happen, and because the universe is going to make it happen regardless, whether you try to do it or you're not. You don't even need to try to do anything, Libra. the changes that you are going through currently are supposed to happen. There is a transformation of things that are once that are dying in your life, and there's going to be a rebirth in your life. Something that's been out of balance on the bottom of the deck. We have this. I'm about to cuss. This Libra energy. See those scales? Those scales is reversed. So this could also mean that something's been out of balance with you, Libra, and it could financial. Maybe you're spending too much money, or maybe you're giving too much to other people and they're not giving you anything back. That's what needs to change. And so something's about to change in your life, Libra, where you already realize it, but there's going to be some outside dynamics that are going to happen in your life that you're going to be like, whoa, maybe somebody's going to start giving to you. Maybe so. We'll see. But you got to stop any negative stuff that you've been doing, which is trying to do too much for other people when they're not giving to you. Okay? All right. I got these cards right. Yeah.
The scales.
Hey, like,
The scales. Yeah, they are the scales. But I know
Exactly.
they do too much. Sometimes Libras do too much for other people, and because they want love. It's kind of like Pisces, but not quite. It's more on an analytical thing because they're like, well, you need this. I need to do this for you. So yeah, it's just knowing when to back up. You can't give everybody everything because they'll use you, and then you'll feel abused, and then you're like, ugh. But especially with Venus going in Aquarius, I think for the single ones, you're probably going to meet somebody who's going to give to you because Aquarius is a giver too. Aquarius is a big giver. Libras are givers, but Aquarius is a big old giver. So if you meet an Aquarius Libra, I would take that chance. Yeah, that's a cool connection for real.
You hit the jackpot.
I think she said bull when she said spot on for everything you were saying, and then when you were talking about the relationship part or whatever, she said bull. I think what she meant, I'm not for sure, but she said it when you were talking about the relationship. She's like bull, it's like as if because she's kind, if that's by me, she don't put up with I guess guys too long, or whatever, especially if they ain't acting right. But she came back and everything else she was saying, she said you were spot on. You were right on track.
Yeah.
I think she was just being facetious and funny when she said bull.
She didn't agree with what he was saying. Like, I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, that's probably, she was like, I don't want the man like that.
I'm just doing it generally, so I'm not doing specific.
Right. That was funny. Okay, so next Scorpio.
Scorpios. That's my sister sign, Scorpios. So Scorpios are very much about the hidden. Of course, they're more known as their sexuality and stuff because Scorpio rule sexuality. They rule the orgasm, the death and rebirth, changing things. If you're going to be with a Scorpio, trust me, your life will change because you can't not be the same person if you are with a Scorpio because they will transform you completely. So they are ruled by the death card. Their season is in Halloween, so they're about the darkness, the things that we're afraid of. But Scorpio ain't afraid of nothing. They face that. Also, if you fuck with a Scorpio, they'll get you back. They are about revenge, and they're about cold revenge. They'll get you, but because they have the stinger, right? So that's their protection. So they'll get you, but it'll be when you least expect it. Let's get a card for Scorpio and Scorpio rising. The sensual ones, the dark ones. And I know a lot of Scorpios, and there are a lot of friends that are Scorpios, and they're very spiritual. Sometimes they won't even tell you until you ask them, but they know a lot of stuff too. So if you know a Scorpio, most likely they know a lot more than they tell you. They may seem like a upright church-going person, but they do stuff. Trust me, every Scorpio does something else.
So the co-worker that I was telling you about, it was always talking about Mercury retrograde. She was a Scorpio. I actually work with two Scorpios.
Yeah, they always know about that. So Scorpio, I have the moon card reverse. So trust your intuition. Something is about to be revealed to you. And you already know it. I'm sure you already know it ahead of time. But something, if you don't know it, Scorpio, you about to figure it out. Trust your intuition. Moon card reverse is something that was hidden from you that you are about to see, and it's going to come to you like intuitively. And it could be about somebody you fell out with. I'm seeing that somebody you fell out with could be coming back. It could have been in a petty argument or something like, or maybe they offended you and they're coming back and they want to make amends. Or because that Mercury retrograde does that. This doesn't feel romantic. This feels like a friend. This feels like somebody who still has some emotional baggage about what happened. They're coming back into your life and they're gonna be like, "What's up? Like, what's going on?" Or something. I don't know. Let me see. Let me look at some more cards. Yeah, somebody's coming back. This could be something regarding a career, somebody at your job, or somebody that deals with your money, or somebody that you've known for a long time, like for some years. But this is going to be a happy reconciliation. This is going to be good for you. I think you're gonna say, my advice is let bygones be bygones, because if you forgive, this person is going to be really beneficial for your future, and you'll be happier if you forgive this person versus hold on to a grudge. So that's what I'm seeing for you. This Mercury retrograde is going to be really good for you by bringing up some stuff that you weren't aware of at first, and now you can make a better decision about how to deal with this particular person or this particular situation. That's what I see with Scorpio.
So what's next? Terry?
We got Sagittarius. Let's do Sagittarius. Sagittarius are, like I said, optimistic. They're ruled by Jupiter. Mercury is in Sagittarius right now, retrograde in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is kind of like trying to get ideas, but it's a little harder because Mercury's retrograde in their sign. So it makes it a little bit difficult to focus because Sagittarius is really big about, okay, I'm gonna focus on my goal, I'm gonna go there. And Jupiter is in Gemini, in its detriment, which means Jupiter doesn't like being in Gemini. But it's still a lucky place to be. So a lot of meeting a lot of people, having a lot of information, Mercury and Sagittarius, Jupiter and Gemini, there's a such thing as too much information. And that's what I'm kind of hearing with Sagittarius. Too much information. You're trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I going to do with all this information? Because I got to do something with it. I need a goal. So let's see with Sagittarius. What is the message for Sagittarius? Creator of all, please give insight for Sagittarius right now. Sagittarius. 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 Ooh, Sagittarius. For you single Sagittarius, you got the Knight of Cups. There could be some new love coming in for you, Sagittarius. Okay, for you single ones. For those that are not looking for love, that there could be a chance for a new opportunity of something creative that you're going to do. I think you've been fantasizing and dreaming, and your dreams are about to come true. So it is Sagittarius season, right? Yeah, it is Sagittarius season. Make a wish. It's your birthday season, and I believe that something that you truly love is coming towards you. It could be a person, and it could or be an opportunity of a creative or spiritual pursuit. Because cups, remember, cups mean emotions, spiritual pursuits, how we feel about things. The Knight of Cups, he's got this messenger thing going on. Someone wants to talk to you, Sagittarius. Someone wants to communicate. They want to like, hey, what's up? How you doing? So somebody wants to say hi. Sagittarius are pretty cool people. They're very optimistic. They're friendly people, so they're pretty easy to approach, and they do jump in and out of relationships. Sagittarius fall in love really quick, but somebody's falling in love quick with you. I know you have your options, but there's definitely one that's going to be more proactive towards you. So that's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing love. Will it be quick, or will you fall out? That's your choice. I see both choices. Like I see either somebody coming in very fast. My advice for you, if you're a Sagittarius and if you're a single Sagittarius, and even if you have a relationship, because Sagittarius can be cheaters too. But if you have somebody that comes to you, you have to decide whether you are going to play the game, or you going to say, hey, let me not, let me move away from this, because I see both energies of either you're not going to deal with it, or you're going to say, let me give more investment into this, and it becomes something more stable. But just know that whoever you're dealing with has a past, and they already have a past of stuff that they have to deal with. So don't be Betty Foo Foo and think that everything that they're saying is gold because Mercury's retrograde. And trust me, they have past relationship that they haven't dealt with completely yet, and they're just bringing you into the picture. So that's what I see for Sagittarius. So yeah, take it slow.
Right, take it slow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last, what is Aquarius? Well, I mean,
Well,
we've done.
We already did Capricorn, yeah. So Aquarius. Okay, so let's look at Aquarius. So Venus is going into Aquarius. Aquarius are the water bearer, and Aquarius is very good. Aquarius is going to be going through a lot in these next few years. Pluto is going into their sign. A lot of people think this is the age of Aquarius right now. They are the innovators. They're able to think differently, that they're able to think outside the box. Now, for Aquarius during this particular small season right here, Venus is going into Aquarius. So Aquarius, they are going to be beautiful. People are going to be attracted to who they are just by them being themselves. So Aquarius, be your authentic self, because people are going to love it. This is not a time to sit at home and be quiet and stuff. No, this is to be your weird self that you know how to be. And this is this is also being able, with Venus in your sign, it's going to be opposing Mars in Leo. There's going to be a competition as well, where people are going to see you getting attention and you're not even trying to get attention, because Venus in Aquarius doesn't try to get attention. You're going to get attention without even trying. And they're going to have people with Mars and Leo be like, what? How are you getting all this attention? You know, that's the opposition. But also, like I said, that could be sexual attention too. People who are attracted to you, but don't really want to communicate that. And you're like, why are you acting a fool with me? Why are you acting like an asshole with me? But they really are attracted to you. So just know that attraction comes in many different forms, even when people don't want to admit it. Let's get a card for Aquarius. Oh. Okay, so I definitely see some past relationships coming up. Ooh, Aquarius, what's going on? You got Cups reversed. This is a separation or a past relationship coming back into play. This is somebody who you fell out with, and they hurt your feelings. And you're like, I've cut that motherfucker off. It's okay, but they're not done yet. They're still kind of like waiting on you for something. So you're gonna start feeling that attraction that they feel for you with that Venus in your sign, and you're gonna be like, I'm not feeling this, but you got to deal with it. And I'm sorry, this is a lesson that you have to learn. This is probably someone you've either known for a long time, or you've had potential to be with, but something's not fair. There's some past karma that hasn't been totally processed. What you should do about the situation is to be determined. I would say this person has been waiting for you to be available. I don't know if you're talking to other people or whatever. If this is not a relationship, this is also separation, because the Two of Cups reverse is also being separated, or a space between something that you love or you used to love. So this could be like moving, being out of town, being in different states, different cities, and just feeling sad. Like if I really love somebody, but I can't be close to them for some particular reason. So I do feel some sadness here, some grief, some sadness uh, of coming back up. And Aquarius, I know you don't want to feel your feelings all the time. You want to stay in your head, but you're gonna have to face your emotions. during this period, because it's the universe is going to kind of force you to kind of look at things. Either you want somebody and you can't be with them, or you don't want somebody and they keep being in your face and you're like, ah. Yeah, there's that energy of I don't want to feel this, but I'm gonna have to. So of course, face your fears, face your emotions, and that's what the universe wants to show you. There's that conflict with Venus in your sign and Mars on the opposite sign in Leo of I want to be seen. So you could have somebody who just wants to be in your face and you don't want to see them. You're like, go away.
And then, so then, one last thing, and I'll leave you alone. Can you pull a card for like one for Charles and then one for me? You know, I guess for the romantically, like, what do you see in our like, you know, in his romantic life going forward and his mind going forward?
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so we're gonna pull a card for Charles romantically, and then for you romantically. All right. Three of all things. Please give me a sight. All right. Pull some cards down. All right. Okay. Pull overall energy. Ooh. Are you guys together?
We're friends.
You're just friends? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for Charles, I see the Eight of Cups and it's reverse. So Charles, Eight of Cups reverse is you moving towards something that you left behind. So this is the energy of, like it's cups. We're talking about relationships. Perfect card for relationship where you something that you, and this is retrograde energy too. So this is like saying, hey, you know what? Something didn't work out before. Let me go back toward that thing that I was like, okay, interested in. And like, let me look at that. Okay. So that's a really good energy to have when you're talking about relationships. You're saying, let me rethink this. Maybe I didn't see everything I needed to see. As for you, in relationships, in love and relationships, you got the Five of Cups. So this is about, once again, when we talk about the Five of Cups, this is about emotions. This is still kind of like thinking about old stuff. Like, what did I lose? Like, I'm not really in a good place right now for relationships. I'm not really ready to start something new, you know. But remember that Cups is like, remember that's Two of Cups behind him, and it's saying, yeah, there's potential love and relationships for your life. Stop focusing on the negative. Stop focusing on stuff you lost, and just focus on what is available to you right there. You just got to turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit. You remember that song?
Yeah, Bonnie Tyler. Yeah.
Overall, I got the Two of Cups. I think, like that's why I asked if you guys were like connected or anything. But if not, that's fine. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to hook y'all up. But the Two of Cups saying that you guys are good friends and that you guys bring good energy to each other. The Two of Cups is good unity, and that you guys have a good connection and you guys can help each other in regardless of what you're going through or what you're trying to focus on. So, like I said, I ain't trying to hook y'all up, but the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups is good energy, is good energy, and it's good. It's good for both of y'all that you can feed off of each other and make things happen. What else do I say? I'm going to say overall, be open to change. There's a lot of things that need to change with both of you in regards to your life that you may be resistant to. Maybe it's because y'all getting old. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's the goal.
But that can't teach an old dog new tricks. Now, I'm sensing like something doesn't want to change, but there is a love opportunity here.
Mm.
The King of Cups, the Three of Cups, socialize more. I'm hearing to socialize more. There's more opportunities there and choices. Ooh, and somebody hot, somebody very attractive. And let's see, King of Cups, Three of Cups, Two of Swords, having the choice between two different people. Ooh. Having to make a choice between two different people, somebody you love and somebody you're very sexually attracted to.
Mm.
And then something's going to happen very quickly. I don't know which one, but I'm just doing both of you guys.
Okay.
But socialize more, and then they're going to have more opportunity coming for you. So, because I see two different people, I think it's one of you may have an opportunity with a water sign, someone who's the King of Cups, and one of you may have an opportunity with the Queen of Wands. This doesn't have to be a woman, of course. This is just feminine energy. The Queen of Wands is a very sexy energy. Someone who attracts people just effortlessly, and everybody likes her. So male or female doesn't matter. Um, but the King of Cups is very loving energy. Queen of Wands is very powerful, sexy energy, and it's going to happen fast. And you're going to have to make a decision on whether you want to take that advantage and take the opportunity on that. I would say, hey, make sure you take it slow. Once again, we're in retrograde season. This is no time to make a decision now, but it's good. It's good. I do see new partners, new people. Anytime I see court cards, I see new people coming in. So yeah, fun. Hey guys, I see D in the house. Hey D.
Oh, is that one of your followers?
Yeah, one of my followers came in.
Hey, D. Thanks for joining us. And we have hey, Nick and Joseph.
Guys, if there's anything y'all want to ask him before he goes, we've been on here a while. So, is there anything you want to ask him about your sign or tarot before we wrap up? Anybody?
I did want to mention the things that you were saying. Like, I think one of the signs you were saying, you may want to watch how you're spending money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, do you feel or think or even know, or can you give examples how people use astrology for self improvement, or even just to make sense of their own actions? And something I'll say too, like, what do you feel about this? How some people will say, like, when you call them out on something and they'll say, well, I'm a Capricorn or I'm a Gemini, like to me, I'm like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, that's a cop out to me because there's always room for you to evolve and improve on yourself. So how do you feel? Can we use astrology for like improving ourselves and making sense of some of the decisions or actions we make?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't use it as a cop out and say, I'm this sign, so I don't have a choice. That's not how astrology works. It gives you a blueprint of some of your natural traits or your natural uh, bad behaviors. But it is up to you, the human. You're still, a child of God to make a conscious choice. And remember, we all have different aspects of every sign. You have your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, all that other things. So we have aspects of everybody, and then plus, let me add on to that how you were raised. So I wasn't raised by a Pisces. I was raised by a Capricorn. My dad's a Leo, so their energy also influences like how I think. So there's that. So at the end of the day, it's your choice to make a choice and say, hey, I may be a Pisces, but I need to get on my guns and do something, and because my mom was a Capricorn. She's always like, you need to get up and work.
Right.
You know, so I'm pulling on that energy. So it's like, yeah, you may have your sun sign, which tells you what's easy for you or what's hard for you. But just because it's hard doesn't mean you don't work on it. If it's hard for me, that means I need to work harder toward those things. You know, if it's harder for me to focus, I need to work on focusing. You know what I mean? You know, Capricorns, it's really easy for y'all to work. You need to work on taking a break.
Right, exactly. Right. Vacation.
Okay, take a break.
Right.
Take a vacation. You know, my
Amen.
mom's a Capricorn, and we went on a vacation, and I took her on a vacation with me. You know what I mean? So it's knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, and saying, all right, I know that I'm not going to use it as my crutch because I don't want to be that person. I want to use it to say, okay, the universe is telling me what I need to work on, and usually the universe will tell you that. Once you know your astrology chart, it'll tell you what's the best thing you need to do to make money. It'll tell you what career you need to be in. It'll tell you a lot of stuff. You got to know those little aspects, and that's where astrology gets really deep. When you know that stuff, it'll tell you like what's the best partner for you. It'll tell you like your relationship with your parents and how that was and how that affected you. Like it was showing you like your moon sign is your relationship with your mother. Your sun sign is your relationship with your father. So when you know these things, you're like, oh wow. And like what sign is in Leo also, or what planets are in Leo also kind of represents your relationship with your father as well. If you don't have any, they could be absent. So there's a lot of different things that tell you about yourself, the map of your life. But this is, like I said, don't use it as a crutch. Use it as a way of working on things and making yourself better. And that's the whole point. That's why we're here on Earth, is to make ourselves better, to become a better human, so that we can love other people in a better way. You know, because if you can't do it for yourself, you can't do it for other people, right? And that's just my whole mantra. Mantra with the mantras. Yeah. Are you on mute? I can't hear you.
No,
No,
we're
we're
still.
not. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. I just have one more question if we're wrapping up.
Yeah. Go.
Okay, so the last question I wanted to end with this is what are some of the common myths or misconceptions about zodiac signs or tarot readings that you like to clear up for people that are new to astrology and zodiac signs and tarot reading?
Misconception. Well, I know the misconceptions about tarot readers. Oh, they're, you worship the devil. I've been called that so many times. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh gosh. Okay, no. The misconceptions about astrology is it's just like you're just your sun sign. No, you're so much more than your sun sign, and you really need to know your entire birth chart, and you can get it for free at astro.com. So if you go to astro.com, if you know the birth time of when you were born, you don't even need an astrologer for that. If you know the birth time you're born and the place that you were born, you can go to astro.com and you can do your entire birth chart, and it'll map out and tell you everything about yourself, and then prove it to yourself. You can see it'll tell you like stuff about yourself, and you're like, what? But it's really important to know the time of your birth and where you were born at. And a lot of people don't know what time they were born. I don't know why. Don't you have a birth certificate? Like, figure it out, right? But
Ask your mom.
Yeah. Mamas know. Yeah.
What was the website again? You said Astro what?
Astro.com.
Astro. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, the time you're born and the place you were born, the city. It'll give you a birth chart, and then you'll know all that stuff about yourself, and then that'll give you a breakdown. That's a good place to start. And I've been in this game a long time, so it's just like, okay. But these are my little my go-tos when I'm trying to figure stuff out. And there is
And I think we had some people just coming in, but he went over every sign, so you guys might have to rewind and go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the replay.
all the signs. Yeah.
Right. And then Alexia, she said, yeah, that's my niece. She said, can he repeat the website? The website you just said, can you repeat it? Charles said he's gonna put it in.
Astro.com. ASTRO.com. like yeah, Astro.com. Yeah.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, I'm on it. This side,
Free.
this-
You can do your own astrology on there if you know at the time of your birth, and create yourself a little profile on there. And I've been using that for years, and it's a good resource to have.
What was Jason's zodiac sign? Do you know your friend Jason's zodiac sign?
Talking about Joseph.
I mean Joseph.
Joseph is a Sagittarius.
So it's Joseph was J.
Fire. Yeah, we talked about Sag, right?
Yeah, we did. I found out that I was born on January 15th at 8:47 p.m. So I can put that in that website and it'll give me everything I need to know, right?
Yeah, break you down.
Cool.
And then for you guys that use apps, let me tell you a good go-to app that I use. It's called Astro Matrix. Look that up, and you can put your birth sign and your birthday and your time of birth. Astro Matrix, it's an app, and I use that for kind of daily stuff. So it'll tell me a lot of stuff too about myself and what I need to do for that day. For you guys that are trying to go a little bit deeper, yeah, Astro Matrix.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, check that out. Pretty cool. It goes a little bit deeper. It might be deeper than most of y'all. You'll be like, I don't know anything that means, but it does have a glossary. So if you're trying to learn, it'll have a glossary of terms and stuff, and it'll break it down to you. So if you're a beginner, it's still a good place to start, even if it looks like it's too much. Yeah, but it'll also give you a definition of what those planetary alignments mean and how they may influence you. So that's really good too.
Ooh.
Okay. And then we got one quick promotion here, real quick, and then we'll be right back. But it shouldn't take no more than 30 seconds here. Charles is gonna do it real quick. I think.
Yeah, I wrote it out so I can be quiet because I won't know. Okay. So these are our friends from the Distinguished Gentlemen of KKMS. They give an ultimate nightlife experience. You can join them bi-weekly on first and third Fridays at the Mayfair. It's in downtown Dallas. It's from 10 to 2 for an unforgettable night. You can enjoy exclusive drink specials. They have bottle sections, and this is the best vibes in town. You can also stay updated if you text KKMS to the number 469-529-1139. You can also follow them online at www.kkmsdallas.com and all their social media platforms. And then they also have Sunday Fun Day at XOXO Garden. That's on Sunday from 4 to 2. And they have delicious food, they have drink specials, and they also have free parking. We love free parking, y'all. So it's gonna be a stress-free evening. You don't have to go hunting for for parking or whatever. So those are our friends at KKMS. Hey Carrie, hey Sergio, we love you guys, and just join in for a night in Dallas. Don't miss out.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you have anything else for Trey?
I don't have any more questions. I just wanted to, just thank you for coming on and, sharing your expertise and giving us all the mysteries that we didn't know about it. I feel like it was very informative, fascinating, interesting, and how we can use astrology to impact our day-to-day lives. I think that you have touched on something that people have been wondering about, or even been, kind of curious about, and maybe you gave them some information, especially with the website that you gave, astro.com, and with the app. I think that's a good beginning. And like you said, a lot of younger people are coming into this and they need the guidance. So I think you have showed that, a little help to get them that push or whatever. And of course, we sharing your information. You guys can follow him. He has a YouTube channel where he does this on a weekly basis, if not daily, because you're always popping up because I'm subscribed to you and everything.
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Monterey Bible. There's only one.
Only one Monterey Bible. Yeah. And so whether you're a believer or a skeptic, I think today's discussion has, helped you kind of see how astrology plays a part in our lives. Like we said, you can use it for self-improvement, or kind of understand, like, why do I react to things this way? Or, like with different seasons, why am I like this? I have a friend, like, when a particular season comes, they kind of feel depressed or whatever. So you can kind of understand how you are during different seasons to kind of help you, and that's coming. So, okay, let me get some motivation in my life. Let me get around friends that are positive or whatever, because I already know this is coming because I experienced this. Like you say, it's cycles, and like you said about the people come up with the new year and they say new me, new year, new me. Well, it's not going to change for you if you're going to complete the same cycles. You have to improve yourself and evolve. But I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you came. And at the end of the day, I want everyone to know out there, just choose what works for you. Because this may not be your thing, or it may be your thing. So we're not forcing this down on you, but we hope that you got something from it.
Yeah, I got a lot of, when we said we were going to do this, I have a lot of friends and family who was telling me that they, that they like astrology and tarot. They like tarot, the cards and stuff, like that. I didn't even know that. Now, I knew my mother did. She used to get into it when we were little, but I never got into it with her. But she just, she just reiterated the other day. I love, whatever. Yeah. So she'll probably come back and watch this, and because she loves all this type of stuff. But I really appreciate you for coming on, and people, go check out his website. Because he's also an author, so you'll probably find a lot of good nuggets and stuff over there on his website page, and then check out his social media sites and stuff, like that. He's giving out some good readings and things like that. So we really appreciate you.
Yeah. And for any of you guys that may see this later, if you have any comments and you want to leave comments in the chat, feel free to leave those. We'll answer them, or we'll call up Monterey and say, hey, can you help us answer this question? Or whatever. But yeah, we appreciate you, man. And hopefully we get to hang out soon.
It's good to reconnect with you guys, like, for real, like, seriously.
Yeah.
I just sit home and like be a hermit.
It's cold, I don't even want to go out. I don't even want to go out. I'm a summertime person, so even going out if it's cold, I don't even want to go out most of the time. So I'm the same way. Now, spring and summer,
we out.
I'm out. So.
Yeah. The hot boy summers.
When it gets cold, I'm like, I just want to veg in the house.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But anyway, thank you, Montre.
And did you have any final words, Montre?
You have any final words?
I mean, like I said, go to my channel. Like I said, I'm Monterey Bible on YouTube and on Instagram and on TikTok and X. I do post daily. I try to. Sometimes I get tired, but you can hit me up there if you want to see any like daily readings. I do those for free. If you want a personal reading, go to montereybible.com. I'm open for readings there. Just redid my site, so if it's acting funny, let me know. Like I said, my whole thing is like, make your reality happen, because if you don't do it, then who will? So focus on manifesting the true reality that you want. Focus on your love. Focus on what you love, and don't focus on your fears. Don't focus on what you're scared of, because you'll create that too. So
This is a lot of stuff happening in this reality right now, and the universe wants to teach us how to manifest what we truly desire. So focus on what you truly love, and you'll make it happen. That's all I got to say on that one.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you, world. Thank you, Dallas. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. And please like, share, and subscribe our channel. To our
Sure.
channel.
Yeah.
I'll play a little out here, our little entertainment for as we leave.
I'll text you later, my Trey.